Okay, wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, wiggle your shoulders, close your eyes. Just take a good wiggle to get into all the parts of your body that you might be feeling right now. So I can definitely feel my biceps, my triceps, muscles of my torso, definitely my upper legs. Just get embodied. I can feel those rhomboids too from the work that we did yesterday. I did 2 rhomboid classes in a row yesterday, so definitely can feel that too. So we won't do that today. We might just go for some low body stuff today. Okay, separate your feet to hip width apart and place your hands on your knees. And deepen your breath in and out through your nose. And notice the intake and outflow of air. So you might even feel like you can feel hot air coming in and out your nose right now if you're in a very warm place. That's actually a very cool and interesting thing. It happens to us on retreat when we're in Costa Rica or Majorca. Doesn't usually happen here in Vancouver. Sometimes the air, though, there is warmer than the air inside your body. Well, probably not actually warmer, but it feels like it is. So notice that warmth. And remember that you know now after yesterday how to get the cooling breath. You can do shitali, which is the curling of your tongue, or you can just breathe out through your mouth. There's greater surface area in your mouth as well. You can breathe in and out through your mouth as well if you like, but not super vigorously. Vigorous breathing generally heats us up, and soft breathing generally cools us down. So take 3 more equal breaths here, sinking your feet into the floor as much as you can, and sinking your hands into your knees and your bum into the chair. Notice your belly muscles. Maybe we'll do a little bit of ab work today, just gentle ab work. Just notice your belly muscles, if there's anything happening there. Is there any little echoes of the work that you did during this week? And then tune into your shoulders and just make this part of your normal body check. So we have these kind of body check in yoga where we get to neutral. We call it mountain pose or Tadasana. And we do this whenever we come to our practice. So this is a seated body check, but I just make sure that my feet are flat and solid on the floor. Not entirely flat, as we talked about yesterday. There's all those toes pushing into the floor. There's the insteps pulling up a little bit. There's definitely some up and down there, but the toes, the meaty parts of your feet are connected with the earth. And then knees are over ankles. If you're standing, hips are over knees are over ankles. If you're seated, hips are settled into your chair. And the knees are facing straight forward from your hips, as if they're like headlights shining forward from your hips directly out. And then your toes are lined up as well. And then your shoulders, and this is the tricky part for a lot of people, your shoulders are directly over your hips. Now you might want to move back in your chair a little bit with your body and then forward in your chair just to get a sense of where exactly your shoulders are. We're pretty bad at propriocepting. Proprioception is where you are in space. We're pretty bad at propriocepting where our shoulders are. We usually think they're further back than they are, which is why sometimes you catch yourself like this, or in my case, I catch myself like this, often like making coffee or whatever else, brushing your teeth. Sometimes you're brushing your teeth like this. So propriocept, so you are in charge, you know, the shoulders come down, make them heavy. That's a little bit more interoceptive. That's inside the body. They feel heavy. So it's not where they are in space, but where they are relative to your body in your mind. Make them feel heavy like lead and let them come down a little bit. And then smile your chest open a little bit. And you might feel a little bit of that work yesterday. We did a little bit of work here. And just notice how it feels when you have this well lined up body. Jawbone is parallel to the floor, and your heavy head is balanced on top of the column of your spine. So we all know that the spine isn't really a column. By now we know this. This heavy skull and the brain are not pushing down on the column of the spine. You're being held up by your fascia and your bones working together, whether you're seated or standing. This is called the whole body paradigm. And it's not the way we used to think. We used to think that the bones held us up, but they do not. They support us, but they do not hold us up. That's my little whole body rant. Okay, deepen your breath. Let's do a little bit of air hunger today for the hot people. Because air hunger is a little bit easier on the body. Doesn't heat us up so much, cools us down, in fact. So in and out through your nose, and just begin to slow that down. So it's really interesting when you start watching the videos of the person that invented this, Patrick McHugh, and he gets a whole huge room of people, sometimes like a whole auditorium, and he gets them all to slow their breathing down. That's really interesting because then the camera kind of goes around the crowd and there's this whole different range of expressions on their faces. Some people panic and some people are happy and some people are somewhere in the middle. So just notice where you are on that spectrum. Doesn't matter, just depends on practice. Slow your body down, just slow the breath down, a little bit less air coming in and out through your nose. And at some point you'll be like, okay, Nikki, this is enough. I really want to breathe more. In that case, do increase your breath for a couple of breaths. I can smell the trees outside, which is really nice. So I just took a full breath. So I made my breath smaller for a while, and then I just took a full breath, and now I'm going to go back to smaller breaths. So all your bodily processes take energy, and they all create byproducts, including breath. So we have this idea that breath is super healthy, and breath is no more healthy than digestion or muscle contraction or any brain function, any of the other things. They're all just bodily functions. They all take the same thing. They all burn fuel and they all create waste products. So we're kind of minimizing that right now. We're teaching the body that it can also minimize it. So just make your breath just a little shorter and a little softer. And we don't have to get anxious at all. The larger breath is always there for us. You may get anxious. That may be one of the symptoms. And if you do, and you don't want to live in the anxious state, just deepen your breath a little. Sometimes when you do a lot of breath work, especially astronaut breath, this happens to me in Shediac for some reason, but sometimes if you do a lot of astronaut breath and a lot of exhaling and holding the breath on the exhale, you can fall into a place where you hardly breathe at all. You can live for a long time with this very small breath, almost like a corpse. Your heart rate goes down really low. You have to practice some breath before that, though. You can't just go straight into that, but that's what we're doing now. We're just using a little less air than normal. Just getting used to that idea. Noticing what your body says. I'm really used to that because I talk and breathe at the same time when I teach. And so I'm quite used to not using a lot of air. So my body doesn't talk to me for quite a long time. And you might get like a desire to yawn. That can also happen. If you do, then yawn. Actually, I just said the word yawn, so I'm going to yawn, which is the yawn reflex is really interesting. Slow, soft breathing. Reduce it as much as you can. Almost like you're trying to be really, really quiet. You're stuck in a closet, you're hiding. You want to be really quiet. I'm still taking in air and exhaling air, but it's very quiet. Okay, let's change this up a little bit. Take a normal breath in and out through your nose. Take a normal inhale, a long exhale. Plug your nose, wave your head side to side. Another option for this is to plug your nose and walk around and wave your head side to side. So I'm just doing that now. If you find that it's really hard to get to the end of your breath, I do, then the walking around really helps. When you get to the place where you need to breathe, just take another few seconds. Don't respond to that air hunger. Release your nose gently, gracefully. Inhale through your nose. Notice how it feels really clean when you inhale through your nose there, because you haven't done it for a while. And then take a few inhale, exhale. You can have your eyes open or closed during this. I like to have my eyes closed because I feel like it gives me more of an ability to feel what's going on in my nervous system. One more, well, a couple more. Take an inhale through your nose. Soft one, it's not a big one. But a full exhale through your nose. The more you get out, the faster that sense of air hunger comes to you. So really fully exhale. Plug your nose. Shake your head, roll your head, lift and drop your shoulders. When you feel the air hunger, play with that edge. Release your nose. Your body knows you're going to breathe. Slowly, gently breathe in. Really try not to get to the place where you gasp. Let's do that one more time. Deep exhale. Go to air hunger. Release, inhale. Take a few breaths. Okay, let's try something new. Let's try to evoke the yawn response now that we have not much oxygen in us. Okay, so open your eyes and then look very hard over to one side or the other. Try to just look, 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 look. Don't move your head. Just look. See if you can look long enough to actually provoke the yawn reflex. It doesn't work that well with me because I tend to not have the focus to look sideways. Look sideways, look sideways, look sideways. Hopefully you'll yawn. If you don't, it's okay. Bring your eyes back to center gently and then send them over in the other direction. Really depends on your nervous system whether you yawn or not. Look left as hard as you can. Try and see what's over to your left. And then come back to center one more time. Look to the other side. Doesn't matter what side you do first, just as long as you have the focus. I have better focus on one side than I do on the other. Keep your eyes all the way over, actively looking. So I did yawn that time. And then bring your eyes to center, go to the other side. Look, look, look. Really look. This is nervous system push-ups. Look to the side. Keep looking. You can also see the inside of your nose. I mean, the side of your nose, not the inside of your nose. That would be something. Keep looking. What's over there? What can you see? I did it. I think I'm yawning. Yeah, okay, so that's a cool thing, right? You can practice that. You just look to one side until you yawn. It doesn't always work. That definitely doesn't work the first time for me, but it usually works the second time. Okay, come back to center. Take a breath in and out through your nose. Let's move into some very soft sun salutes. Move as little or as much as you'd like here. Inhale, overhead. Exhale, fold. Really dwell in that process of the forward fold. How does it feel different from yesterday? Inhale, long spine, make the space. Exhale, fold. Inhale, up. Oops, right knee. Obviously my whole nervous system, my whole central nervous system went to sleep. Inhale it up, exhale down. Inhale, long spine. Let's wake up a little bit. Exhale, rest. Inhale, belly button forward. Little use of the shoulders here. Shine your shoulders back a little and then shine them forward. Exhale. Inhale, left knee up. Exhale down. Curl your spine. If you're in a cozy chair, it's a little nicer on the spine. Inhale up. Oh, can't stop yawning now. Exhale, full. Oh. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, fold. Maybe it just means you're tired. Inhale up. Exhale, neutral. Here we go, other side. Inhale, overhead. Bright breath, exhale, fold. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, left knee up. Beautiful. Exhale, curl. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, rest. Notice the rest. Inhale, belly button forward. Exhale, belly button back. Inhale, right knee up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, extend your legs. Find that juiciness. Doesn't take long to come back, right? Even if you're stiff, a little bit of movement on the breath. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, fold. If your fascia is used to moving every day, exhale, neutral. Does not take long to warm up. Here we go. Let's do it with a lunge. Inhale, overhead. Fill up your chest. Exhale, fold. I have my knees bent for this one to give myself compression in my chest. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, either right knee up or turn to the right. Extend your left leg, long lunge. Exhale, drop down. Deeply inhale. Exhale, come back to center. I'm keeping my feet, trying to keep them more or less where they are, my toes where they are. Rest here. Inhale, belly button forward. Belly button back. We're going to the left side now. Either pull your left knee up or turn to the left. Extend your heel behind you. Deeply inhale. Exhale down. I'm going way down, putting my knee on the floor, lunging. Big inhale. Forward fold now. Come back to your seat, wherever that is. Exhale. Forward fold. Beautiful. Love watching you guys do this. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale. Up we go. Exhale, neutral. That's one side. That's the right side. Inhale, let's do the left. Exhale, fold. It only takes a little bit of daily movement to make things so much better. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, fold. Left side this time, either left knee up or twist to the left, turn to the left, big lunge. Exhale down, drop down. Inhale, long spine. I feel like I'm gonna split my pants, my favorite pants. Exhale, toes anchor to the ground, wide legs. Inhale, use your fingertips. Shoulders are down. Exhale, back. Use the belly. Inhale, either right knee up or turn to the right side. Inhale deeply. Exhale, drop down. Big inhale, fingertip to heel. Forward fold again. Here we go. I'm going to spread my legs this time. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exercise for the paraspinal muscles, and exhale, forward fold. Move it or lose it, as the saying goes. Inhale, overhead. Exhale, neutral. I'll do one standing just because it's good for me. Here we go. Inhale, overhead. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold again. Inhale, step back with your right or snuggle your right foot up. Deeply inhale. Exhale, drop down. Deeply inhale. Exhale, resting pose, downward facing dog if you're there. Bent knees, weight into the heels. Inhale, ripple forward. Fill your lungs, strong shoulders wherever you are. Exhale back, strong shoulders still. Downward facing dog. We're doing the right side, the first side. So if you're seated, left foot comes up. If you're standing, right foot comes forward. Big inhale. Exhale, drop down. Big inhale. And forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, swim through the air, and exhale, neutral. I'm having an intimate experience with my palm tree here. Here we go, left side. Inhale, overhead. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. The left side now. So decide where you're going. I'm stepping my left leg back, but you can pull it into your chest. Exhale, deepen. Deep inhale, long spine. Exhale, neutral pose, resting pose, down dog, neutral seated pose. Inhale, ripple forward. Exhale, ripple back. We're doing the left side. So the standing people, your left foot moves. The seated people, your right foot moves. Deeply inhale. Deeply exhale. Deeply inhale. And exhale, forward fold. If you joined us for the essential oil talk last night, you met Andrina. She's the person that got me started saying deeply inhale and deeply exhale. Deeply exhale. Deeply inhale all the way up. Exhale, neutral spine, neutral body. Take a breath. What can you soften here, whether you're standing or seated? Soften. Decrease the metabolic processes. Belly is alive. The core is always alive. Sometimes you soften it, but still probably a little bit alive. Unless you're lying down all the way, your core is always a little energized. One more, deep inhale. Deep exhale. Okay, hold mountain pose now, whether you're seated or standing. Hold mountain pose. Oh, you can't see my head. Hold mountain pose and go back to that gentle breath, air hunger breath. Just that tiny little breath. Make your breath a little smaller. Little smaller. It's not exactly like holding your breath because there isn't that straining. You're still breathing softly, so it's softer on your system. Gentle breath. Okay, keep doing the gentle breath. Open your eyes. Let's check the nervous system again, see if this works. Look strongly to your right. Strongly, 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 strongly. Can you make yourself yawn? Okay, once you yawn, or if you don't think it's ever going to happen for you, come back to your center. I don't know what it means that you can yawn, but it's a reset of the nervous system. I need to find out what it means before I teach my next training. Look strongly to the left, strongly to the left. Very strongly, keep focusing. Really try and take in whatever's over there to the left side of you. Really look like maybe your wall needs cleaning. Whatever, really investigate over there. Can you yawn? Don't move your head. Oh, well, that's kind of a half yawn. All right, awesome. Close your eyes, take a breath. Swallow to relax your throat. Let's do a little bit of neck stuff today. I've got a very sore upper body, maybe from the swimming. Let's do a little bit of jaw first. Place your fingertips on your jaw. And just move it. So my fingertips are on my mandible, which is just the place where my jaw intersects my ear. And just push into your fingers side to side. Just slide your jaw side to side. We've done this before. It's been a while though. So as if your jaw is like a plate. No, I can't stop yawning. As if your jaw is a plate and it's sliding side to side across a table. You are guaranteed to hear a lot of popping and cracking. Don't go too far that you get stuck. Try and make it soft. And now pull your jaw down towards your chin or towards your chest. So keep it, remember we talked about the puppet jaw and the crocodile jaw? So not like a crocodile jaw, but like a puppet jaw, like a marionette jaw. It just drops, the whole thing drops down. You'll feel long tension in here in your jaw joint, your mandible joint. Drop it down like you're eating the biggest sandwich ever. And then once it gets to the bottom, then start to slide it side to side like a plate. You'll feel and hear a different popping and cracking. Come back up to normal. Slide. Let's take advantage of this yawning. Open wide. Close. Inhale, open wide. Exhale, close. You can drop your hands if they're on your face. Inhale, open wide, stick out your tongue. Exhale, release. And let's do it the other way. Inhale deeply. Through your nose. You can even lift your shoulders if you want to the emergency position. And then we're going to do lion's breath. Exhale. Stick out your tongue. You can even cross your eyes if you want. Look at the tip of your nose. 2 more times. Deeply inhale. Exhale, lion's breath. Last time, big inhale. Release, sit neutrally. And let's come into a little bit of Sufi Grind. The thing about Sufi Grind that's so nice is you can do it either really hard or really soft. So see if you can find probably whatever works for you today. I'm going to go really soft. Just notice just a couple of times around in each direction. Just to get a little bit of movement in the intercostals. Right down to your hips. Come back to neutral. Reach one hand up and over your head. I don't care which hand. Pull your ear towards your shoulder. Take a breath. Take your opposite hand, push it down towards the floor, and just let it bounce a little bit towards the floor. Just a little bounce, like as if it's like a slinky. Just tiny bounces as if it's like, you know, those rubber balls that bounce on the floor. Just bounce your fingers towards the floor a couple of times, just gently, kind of like when you butterfly your legs, just bounce a couple of times. And then inhale that arm up. So your head is still over to one side. Inhale your arm up. Take a side bend towards your head. Use your belly. There's a lot of weight up here now, both your arms. Use your belly to come back to center. Bring your hand towards the floor and push your fingers down. Don't bounce this time. Just push your fingers away from your ear. Take a breath. And then release. Come to neutral. Take a breath. Notice your neck. And we'll do that same sequence on the other side. Take the other hand up and over. Hold on to your head or your ear. Gently squeeze your ear towards your shoulder. Take a breath. We're going to do that stretch first. Now we're going to bounce the fingers. Bounce towards the floor. Bounce kind of in slow motion. Just bouncing in slow motion towards the floor. The little pulses, really, is what they are. Pulsing the third finger towards the floor. Just inching out the fascia, like you might if you were like making a garment out of like stretchy material. You might like pulse it to like flatten it out and get the wrinkles out. So do that a couple more times. Energize your belly, bring that same hand up and over. Take a side bend to the same side as your bent elbow. There's a lot of weight here. So energize your belly, come up to center. Again, your head is still over. And now reach those fingers away from your ear. Reach them towards the floor. Take a breath. Bring your head back to center, neutral. And then take some half circles with your chin. Dip your chin and look to one side. And dip your chin and look to the other. You finally get to actually turn your face to the side instead of just your eyes. One more. You're basically making as big a smiley face with your nose as you can. Big, huge smiley face. Slow and smooth. And now make a big circle with your nose, as big as you can. Make 2. And then make 2 in the other direction. Imagine you have a crayon on your nose. I feel like there must be artists that actually do have a crayon on their nose. Come back to center. Place your hands in your lap. Find neutral. Take a breath. One more breath. Deeply inhale. And deeply exhale. Let's do that same thing that we did yesterday with our hands behind us. Place your hands, you might feel a bit sore. I know that I do. Place your hands behind you. If you have back pockets, you can even put your hands in your back pockets. Pull your elbows towards each other and lift your chest towards the ceiling. Take a deep breath. Take one more deep breath. Lift your chest towards the ceiling as you breathe. Third one, and then we're going to do a forward fold as a counter pose. Big inhale. Exhale, remove your hands, extend your legs, forward fold. Spread your legs a little bit. Nod your head yes. Soften the back of your neck. Shake it no. And then gently, gently mobilize your belly, come up to center. I'd like to do boat pose. If you're hot, don't do boat pose. It'll heat you up. It's a real belly pose. You can just do a modification if you want. So we did this at the beginning. Hands are on the legs or knees and just lean back. I'm at the front of my chair so that my back isn't going to touch my chair. Just lean back 3 or 4 inches and just use your belly. As if you're like looking for the back of the chair, like, how far back is the back of the chair? Okay, it's not there. It's not there. Keep going back. Keep going back. And then you'll get to a place where you start to shake or your back starts to hurt. So both of those places, one of those places is good and one of those places isn't so good. Try a couple of things. If your back is hurting, tuck your chin a little to lengthen your spine and pull your belly button in. If that doesn't solve the back issue, come up a couple of inches. If it does solve it, stay there, take a breath. Take an exhale. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. This can be such a gentle forward fold. It doesn't need to be big. It's just a counter pose. Let's do that 2 more times. This is a modified boat pose. This time you can bring your hands off your knees if you like, or leave them on there. Energize your belly muscles. Tuck your pelvis is another trick to stop yourself from getting lower back compression. So tuck your chin, tuck your pelvis, come back. So you're kind of like, you'll recognize this if you've ever done Pilates. This is kind of like Pilates exercise. Come all the way back till you shake a little bit. That's your nervous system and your abs kind of telling you, like, here you are. Okay, one more breath. Deep inhale, exhale. Inhale up, use your belly, and exhale, fold. Are you clenching the floor with your toes? If you are, spread them out, come up, soften your belly here. You're not using it yet. Now you're using your belly. Now we're going to go back. And if you want to come into full boat, you can lift your knees off the floor, tuck your pelvis a little, tuck your chin, and balance there. You can pull your feet up so your toes face the device if you like, or lift them up so they face the ceiling. Can't do that for very long. You can also hold on to your upper legs here. Make sure the effort's in your belly. Take a breath. Take an exhale. Deeply inhale. Exhale, fold. Come back up to center. Move your way to the back of your chair so that you can feel the front of the chair under your knees. Settle your hands, turn your palms up to the ceiling. Reduce your breath. Again, we're going to go for a little more air hunger just at the end of your practice. Reduce your breath. Imagine you are kind of stuck somewhere just for a short time and you have to not use up the air. So you're using as little air as possible. Little tiny trickle of air comes in. If this is not relaxing to you at this point, then don't do it. If you get anxiety from doing this, don't do it. Usually by this point, or often by this point of moving around the fascia and doing the breath work, you can do this without anxiety. Now breathe normally. Soften your feet on the floor. Soften the tops and the bottoms of your feet. Soften your legs, just turn them into the heaviest jello. Soften your pelvis, turn that into soft, heavy jello as well. Check in with your belly. You may feel some echoes of the work. See how much you can soften it and still stay upright with good posture. Unless you want to go all the way back in the chair where you can release your belly altogether or be on the floor. Release your shoulders, and in the releasing of them, slide them open a little. Visualizing soft layers of fascia around your shoulders. It tends to get very hard, especially those of us who are beta heads, who are always thinking and worrying. That translates directly from our nervous system into our fascia, and we get very hard, especially around the shoulders and neck. Visualize soft, plump, healthy layers of fascia, well nourished by the exercise you just did. Soften your neck. I have a neck exercise that I'll share with you tomorrow. I find it very profound and it actually makes me dizzy to do very much of it, but it's really interesting. So I'll share it in the relaxation tomorrow. Soften your face. Soften your jaw. Can you feel any of the work that we did today? Cultivating this sense of embodiment. Soften the space between your eyebrows. One of the really interesting things about living in the human body, a human body, is there's always a new mystery to behold. Begin to wiggle your toes, your fingers, and your neck and your shoulders. Coming back to life. Back to your day, back to your body, back to the space, back to your responsibilities, whatever you have on, with a renewed vigor and renewed focus, hopefully, and more nitric oxide. Thanks, everyone. Nice to see you all, and I'll see you tomorrow.